Passive sales, the dream, right? Making money while you sleep, sipping your coffee while the notifications just roll in. But if you're watching this, chances are that dream feels frustratingly out of reach. You followed all the advice. You built the website. You created the offer. You posted on social media. But the sales, they're just not there. Here's the truth. It's not because you're lazy or because you're not working hard enough. The problem lies in the advice you've been given. You and many of your competitors are following the same advice that sounds great in theory, but unfortunately fails in execution. Things like throwing money at ads with no strategy, pumping out endless content but without a plan, or relying on generic templates that will make your business blend in instead of stand out. In this video, I'm breaking down the real reason your passive sales are stuck and how to fix them. And be sure to stick around because this is not another cookie cutter list of quick tips. I'll show you what works, what doesn't, and how to finally build a system that brings in sales day after day. Let's get into it. First of all, if you're new here, my name's Tanya. I'm a musician, blogger, passive income and SEO specialist. And one of the biggest mistakes I see people make when it comes to making passive sales is to rely heavily on Facebook and Google ads to generate traffic and drive sales. And this can be problematic in a few ways. First of all, paid ads are expensive. They require constant investment. They also require constant tweaking if you want them to perform well. And at the end of the day, when the money runs out, your drivers are gone. Ads are great, but they don't create long-term sustainable growth, leaving you dependent on continuously spending money to generate sales. And that's just working harder, not smarter. Another mistake I see is following generalized SEO guidance. There are lots of great content creators out there like Neil Patel offering broad SEO advice that might be good for large businesses, but just is not going to make a dent on a small scale. These generalized strategies often feel overwhelming and just aren't actionable for small businesses and service providers looking to implement SEO in a way that aligns with their unique offers and goals. The third issue I see is content creation without a clear strategy in mind. Many creators like Amy Porterfield or Vanessa Lau, who I love by the way, focus on building out content ecosystems like podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, but they don't give you enough detail to let you know how to get each of these specific content channels that create your ecosystem found and discovered amongst all of your competitors. Without an in-depth understanding of SEO, all of this content you're creating often gets buried behind your competitors, leaving you feeling lost and frustrated with all the work you're putting in, yet you're just not seeing the results. And it's the same problem with a social media first strategy. Creators like Jasmine Star emphasize social media as the primary driver of sales. But when it comes down to it, social media can be exhausting to maintain. Algorithms are constantly changing, new content has to constantly be created, and you never know when a social platform is going to just disappear. And relying solely on social media for your sales overlooks the value of the evergreen system, an evergreen sales system that can be the result of good SEO. Focusing solely on a social media sales strategy leaves you feeling exhausted, constantly creating content, and there's just no long-term payoff in it. And I know what you're saying. Yes, I know all of this, so I hired an SEO agency to do the work for me, and it's still not working. The problem with SEO agencies is they can build out a great website, but if they don't maintain it, then your SEO is not going to stay up to date with what Google wants, and you're going to fall in the rankings, which leaves you spending tons of money on packages for them to continually update your SEO. And this leaves out a lot of entrepreneurs and solopreneurs who just don't have the funds to manage this. In reality, SEO is not that complicated and it's something that you can learn yourself, stay up to date with a membership like my Creative SEO, and not having to pay an agency hundreds to thousands of dollars a month just to keep you up and running. And then finally, a lack of focus on passive sales in general. I see so many people either focus on SEO or a sales strategy, but they don't think about combining the two. SEO can be your biggest sales strategy. You use SEO to drive people to your website where they can then in turn purchase your product or service. And if you really want to unlock consistent passive sales, SEO is your super weapon. If you're ready to learn how to get found by the right audience and turn your website into a passive sales machine, Be sure to check out this video where I walk you through exactly how to use SEO to bring in your ideal customer so you can stop chasing sales and let them come to you. And until next time, peace out. Oh my gosh, I've got to sneeze.